Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going into detail step by step on how to apply makeup for beginners. So if you're just getting into makeup or you just want to know how to apply your makeup, then this video is definitely for you. I've done some details tutorial before, but on this one, I'm going to be telling you why and how I'm doing each step. I'm going to be taking you step by step on how I do each step and why did I do it. Do you understand? So this is very detailed. So I hope you don't miss it. For beginners, I would advise you to get affordable products. So just go into your makeup beauty store, then get affordable products. Because I wouldn't advise you to like splurge on high-end products when you don't know how to apply them. Do you understand? So yes, just get really affordable products. Then the first thing I'm going to be doing is cleaning my face. The first thing you all get wrong or beginners get wrong is properly priming your face. That is so important to your makeup product and not cleaning your face properly. This is my micellar water from Blossom Cosmetics, the Nigerian product. All the products I'll be using are from my local beauty store, so you can just go into your own local beauty store and get the product. Do you understand? Not basically the same one I'm using, just what I'm using. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to be putting it into my baby wipes and use it to clean my face properly. I'm going to be cleaning every corner of my face. Even if you just get out of the shower, please do not skip this step. It is very crucial and important to your makeup. We need a clean base to apply anything on it. So for my skin prep today, I'm going to be using this Blossom all-in-one snail essence serum on my face first. After cleaning, this is the first thing I'm going to be applying, and this is serum. It just hydrates my face. I have dry to combination skin, so I really prioritize on hydration. So we cannot be applying makeup on ashy skin, on skin that is not well hydrated. Whether you have dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, whatever skin it is that you have, hydration it is key. But however, what I would just advise for some oily skins, that's what I've noticed in some oily skins, is that when you apply too much of hydration, it just gets muddy and it doesn't really go well into their makeup throughout the day. So you just maybe skip serum, just apply toner and then you go into your moisturizer. Do you understand? Toner also hydrates your skin, so you can just use a toner and then you go to a moisturizer. On today's video, I'm even skipping my toner. I'm not using toner today, just this because it's really hydrating. So after I take this, I let this sink into my skin for few seconds before applying the next product. That is another important step for you to do, guys. Let all your skin prep sink into the skin before you go into the product. It just makes your skin absorb the product and make it just you just use you just take a good use of each of the products you apply. That's just the basic thing. It is like you really use what the product is meant to do for your skin. You allow it to do it by waiting for a few minutes. 2 to 3 minutes is okay for it. If you're a beginner, please take your time. Take your time with all these things. Just when you apply something, just take your hand, fan it a bit for it to dry down, and then you go into the next one. So the next thing I'm going to be using now is my moisturizer. This is my Mismetic moisturizer, which I'm applying a little bit on my hand and then I apply it onto my face. This one I'm going to be concentrating it very well underneath my eyes and everywhere else. But underneath my eyes is very key for this moisturizer. If you can get like a under eye moisturizer, then please do that for underneath your eye. But I don't have that, so I'm just going to use this my moisturizer for also my under eye moisturizer. You can also do that. Just make sure the product gets into your under eye and just leave it there. Then I'm going to wait for this to also sink into my skin for a few minutes. Then I'll go into the next step. Next step is applying my primer. On today's makeup, I'll be applying my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is a gripping primer. It is also a bit hydrating. It grips, it gives your foundation like a tacky fit, a tacky base to like stick onto. I'm just going to put this on my nose, on my cheek here, and just the rest of my forehead. That is the place that I really, because I told you I have combination skin, so my skin is pretty good. Even without primer, I can actually go into this thing. But if you want your makeup to last longer, that is the work of a primer. If you want your makeup to last longer, then you need to use a primer. This gives your makeup like a grippy effect. You can see how sticky it is. So that's just how it feels on the face, and is a bit hydrating as well. It just depends on the finish that I want to achieve. That is that is the reason why I'm using this primer today. If I want my face to be a bit matte, then I'll just apply it to my T-zone area only, just my nose and my forehead. That's the only place I'm going to be applying my mattifying primer. And then mattifying primer is mostly advisable for oily skin to use a mattifying primer, because it will control the oil there, the shine will just control it for your face throughout the day. So that is just why I used it there. I do not really, I just want my makeup to have my face to have something to like grip onto. That's why I use that primer. I don't want it like a matte finish. So my foundation has sit for a while on my face, and then for the next thing I'm going to be applying is my foundation. For my foundation, I'll be using my NARS Sheer Glow foundation and the L'Oreal True Match foundation. You can see this looks lighter in the bottle that it actually is. So these two, I'm going to be mixing these two together. This is too dark for me, and this is a bit light for me. So the combination of these two I just love. And this is like sheer, it is sheer glow foundation. This is also like a buildable foundation, so I like this foundation as well. I'm going to be mixing these two together for my face. So I'm going to use a brush to like spread it a little bit on my face. For beginners, it's not advisable for you to go into your pump and just pump it on the face. You have to mix it on your, just put it on your hand or like a mixing pan to get the product there, and then you go and then you blend. Just use little at a time. Then if you feel you need more, then you can go into it and just take a bit more. And then you use your beauty blender to blend. Guys, I use a clean beauty blender. This is a clean one. Use a clean one if you want to achieve a flawless look. You don't want to be using beauty blender that already has a lot of products on it. You will just pack on too much product on your face, and that will look muddy and not nice. I'm not blending it to my under eye, like my immediate under eye. I'm leaving that place and then blending everywhere else. I also advise you, if you're a beginner and you're still learning on how to blend, please do not just stay away from like thick foundation, stay away from thick mattifying foundations that will just be hard to blend, and it dries down a bit fast, so that will be a problem for you to blend it out. And guys, blending is key. I cannot stress that enough. Once you apply product on your face, make sure you blend, 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 and blend. Go over it again, go over it again, go over it again. You need to blend. So that's just the coverage I have now. If you go back into the like the first footage without any foundation on my face, you will see that there is no much difference between it, because I don't really apply too much product. I just need like veil, like a tiny bit of product on my face, and that's it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is highlighting. Okay, so for beginners, I know like matching your foundation is definitely difficult. You don't know how to match and where to match on. Some people match on with their neck, some people match their foundations to their neck, they match their foundations to their chest, or some match their foundations to their hands. For me, I like to match to my neck because that is just a closer place to my face, and also the place that's like visible, that is that you can see, because I don't mostly expose my chest. But if you know that you're going to be exposing your chest, or you're wearing something that is really exposed, and your face is a bit darker, your neck is also darker to the rest of your body, to your chest and all, I would suggest that you match in between your neck and your chest, because you're still going to use a bit of highlight, so which will like brighten your face a little bit, which will be closer, or even your chest or everywhere else shade. Do you understand? So just go in with something that is not too far away from your neck, also not far away from your chest or your body. And also the tool that you need, that you use to apply your foundation, depends on the coverage that you want to get. For me, I use the beauty blender because I want absolutely light coverage beauty blender, and it is damp. For me, I use my beauty blender, and it is damp beauty blender to apply all the foundations on my face, because I want it to look, I don't want to say natural, but I want it to look a bit soft. I want it to look really, really soft. If you want like a fuller coverage, I advise you to go and use like a brush to apply your foundations, because this gives more coverage to the skin. And after even applying with a brush, I'm blending with a brush, I will advise you to go over it with a beauty blender, with a beauty sponge, to blend everything, because blush can actually have some strokes and everything. So you need to use the beauty blender to blend everything, to perfect everything, so you don't have like brush streaks on your face or whatever. So now that we have our foundation on our face, the next thing we are going to be doing is to bring back more colors, more dimensions into our face. Colors, I mean highlight, contour, bronzer, blush. That is all I need, all I'm saying when I say like colors and dimension into the face. And then for highlight and contour, what it does is just to enhance natural your natural face, like where is naturally light and where is naturally dark, you just highlight it. So for everybody, you would notice that the center of your face is just naturally brighter than the rest of your face. Like the side of your face, you can see me even without applying any contour or whatever. You already have like a shadow going on at the side of your face. So that is the place you're going to be applying your contour. And the center of your face, where is a bit brighter, that is where you're going to be applying your highlight. So for my highlight, I'm going to be using this Nuban highlighter in my skin to highlight my face. And I'll be applying it on here, here, underneath my eye, my chin, cupid for the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the forehead. So my concealer, I'm going to be leaving it a bit to dry. So while I leave that to dry, I'm going to proceed into the next step. And then for my contour, which I'm just going to be doing a little bit of contour, I'm going to be placing it here, just two dots, and also here, and also the perimeters of my forehead. So the placement for my contour is the upper part of your ear, this part of your ear, just trace it down. You can see, just trace it down. Upper part of your ear, just trace it down. That's where I apply my contour, and I blend it upward. I don't blend it downward, so my face doesn't drag down. I blend it upward to give it a bit of like lift and chiseled cheeks. And then before I blend out my highlights, I'm going to be using this concealer. It's a bit darker than the one I used, to lift my eye up from this place. Also, let me put a little bit here. This is to create like a gradient from the light from the light concealer to the dark concealer and then to my contour. Also the same thing, the light concealer, dark concealer to my contour. So what I'm going to be doing is just blend this dark one I applied first and then taking it upward, giving my face that lift. You can see same thing here. I'm starting not from the middle, but from the edge of that concealer that I placed there for a while. From this light concealer, just from the edge, and then connecting it to the dark concealer and then blending it in. That concealer there has dried down, and I don't think I applied enough. If you find it like difficult to blend it out because that is dried out, I advise to go into your spray, your setting spray, and then just spray your face down before you blend it. But I'm not gonna lie, because I can definitely blend this out. I know it has dried out, but I applied a little bit more just to, give that one that is already on my face a little, like some liquid something to blend with, if that makes sense. You can see how I'm just tapping on it and it's not budging. So go into, if you don't want to apply another product, babes, spray your face. It's because I know I can do it. That's why I'm going into another product. So you can see now our face have dimensions, like some places are light, some places are a bit darker. So it has dimension into the face. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to bring back color. When I say color, I mean blush. For blush, I'm going to be using my brush and then a bit of blush on my hand and then placing it in between the highlight and the contour. So yeah, that is in between my highlight and my contour. So I'm just going to blend that out. Same thing here. And then for blush, you go lighter for people that are light and then darker for people that are dark, if that makes sense. Like a lighter pink for someone that is really light, and then like a maroon color for someone with deeper skin tones. So that is how you go into with your blush. So if you don't know which kind of blush is gonna look good on you, you just use a lighter blush if you're lighter and then a deeper one if you have a deeper skin tone. So because I like my highlight to be pronounced, I'm going to be using that same concealer I used to highlight and then using a little bit more on my under eye just to give it like that pop, that highlight that I want, because after applying blush, it kind of like just deep down the highlight a little bit. So I just want to like bring it out a bit more. And this I'm not going to let it stay. I'm just going to blend it out right away. And then while I'm blending this concealer out, my setting powder that I'm going to be using to set my whole face, I'm just going to let it like get ready for it, because when I blend out immediately, I'm going to set. Deep into your setting powder, make sure you tap off the excess like this, or just take your palm and then pat it into your palm. You just take away the excess and also make the just uh, let you have like a smoother powder like all over, not like it is patchy here, there's no powder here, and then you just apply it on your face and everything just looks patchy. So but before you apply it, go back into that place you used to blend and blend out any creases that may have formed on your face, while I was talking. Blend it and then go straight onto your under eyes immediately. So doing this will give you like a smooth under eye without creases, and set everywhere else that you applied concealer. That's where you highlighted. So once we've officially looked like a ghost, so we just go into our face powder and set everywhere else, avoiding where you applied the setting powder. So if you like a brighter under eye, then do this step. And if you don't, you can just leave it this way. Of course, it's already bright. Go into your bright um powder. This is Fit Me powder, and take a tiny brush, a blending brush, and then use it to just over the place you highlighted, just a little bit. It just makes it look a bit brighter and then flawless. Okay, so now that we've powdered all our face, we want to like just set all of this and make all the like the powdery effects go away, because after all of this hard work, we need to, let it just set on the skin. And I'm using this setting spray for it. It also has aloe vera in it to spray all of my face. It just take away all the powdery look on my face. Okay, so while we wait for this to dry down, let's talk about powders. Let's talk about the setting powder. This is like two type of setting powder. This is the translucent setting powder. You can see it is purely white, and this is no color. It has no color to it. It doesn't add any color to your face. It just sets whatever it is that you already put on. You just set it and just it's just that color. Whereas we have others powder like this setting powder. This is a setting powder, the Mirac setting powder, and I use the shade cinnamon because it is dark, closer to my skin tone, and it also had a bit of colors to your face and coverage as well. The pressed powder, we have all these pressed powders, and also we have this is what I use. I like to use palette because it just have a lot of colors, a lot of shades, a lot of options to pick from. So I like to use palettes. But if you want to just buy the pressed powders, this is, this is it. I'm going to be using this CPD blush palette, and I'll be using this kind of like burnt orange, reddish burnt. I don't know, it looks more like burnt orange. And also this like purplish maroonish color. So I'm going to be using those two colors for
If
my
this is
blush.
your first
And
try
then
of
where we
makeup, I'll
going to
definitely
apply the
advise you to
blush
stop
is
here.
where
But
we
if
are
you're
going to
extra, you
zoom
can
on,
definitely try the
just
next
in
step.
between the highlight and the contour. And then it to be on my nose. The next thing is contour. I'm going to be using a darker shade of powder to do contour, and this is my to do my nose contour. I'm going to be starting from the top of my eyebrows, then taking it like angling it the brush a little bit like this on the bridge of the nose. I'm going to be doing it on the second side as well, from the front of my brows, then taking it down. Creaming contour, the nose can be a bit hard. That's why I skipped that step, then to do the contour. If you also know that creaming contour for your cheek as well is a bit hard for you, you can also skip that step and then do the powder contour. Same powder to do the contour. I'm going in with circular motion with this blending brush. It's actually a small powder brush, but I like using it for my contour brush. It's just easier to use it to blend. And also my forehead. Taking my time to blend. Then I'm going back into the blush brush without adding any product on it, just to blend it with the blush, with the contour. Going to be doing though is using my brush. You can, my beauty blender, you can see that it's a bit angled. Taking powder, one of the dark powder in my beauty blend, in my palette, and then using it to carve out my contour a little bit, a little bit, just immediately underneath the contour. So just make sure it's like sharpened and makes the contour just showed more. You can see that it's showing, whereas this side it looks all blended. So I'm going to get into my powder brush and then just blend it out so there's no like harsh line. Taking the same setting powder I used to set my face to bake. When I take it on my beauty blender, I scroll it on the lid of the setting powder. I scroll it there so that it's evenly distributed. And then since my beauty blender has this angle, I just angle it like this so I have like a precision. The same thing here. And then I apply whatever is, that's just what I'm using. Whatever is left on it, that's what I'm still using. Just that one dip. And then for my lips, I'm just going to be using just these four products, these two pen. This is my lipstick and this is my lip gloss. Just this really, really simple and cute lip. So the first thing I'm going to be using is using this black pencil because I'm dark skinned. I like my things to like pop. So I'm going into this dark pencil to slightly overline the top of my lips and I just fill in the rest. So that's how I use the dark pencil. I use the brown pencil to kind of like blend the black. And then I'm using the brown pencil to kind of like blend it out. Then this for the center of my lips. Using this brush to blend it together. And then when I like how blended that looks, I'm going to be using my gloss on it. And then I clean the wand of the blush of the gloss before putting it back in because you know. So I went ahead to do my brows and eyeshadow, and the tutorial of the brows and eyeshadow will definitely be in my channel, so you can check them out. The last step for your makeup is to use your setting spray to finally seal everything in. I don't like the pump of that, so I just pump it into my beauty blender and then press everything onto my skin. This is another tip for making use of your setting spray, making the best use of it, and that is the finished look. Bye guys, love you.